Greetings, Elder Blacklight. As Joanne Watkins would say, wake up, Detroit. Wake up in a hurry. This is an alert.
Event and gathering. We do miss Ron, that's for sure.
We certainly do. We remember Ron. We remember Reginald as well on this day. Very beautiful tribute.
Yes, well, also tonight there was outrage in Wayne County as officials learned toxic waste from that train derailment in Ohio was brought here.
That's right. Sites in Romulus and Van Buren Township are taking in the waste. Fox News' Dave Kinchin with the alarming story.
Wayne County officials say it is their understanding that essentially much of this waste will be handled via what's called a deep well injection. That's where they take liquid waste and literally inject it about a mile down into the earth. But local officials say they weren't told that this was going to happen, and they have big questions.
It sounds, for all intent and purposes, like we've been sandbagged.
Wayne County Executive Warren Evans with local and federal officials in a late Friday night press conference slamming the transport of hazardous materials to Michigan from Ohio following the train derailment there earlier this month. He says there was no heads up with major concerns over vinyl chloride, the chemical compound in question.
Some of it has already been delivered. Okay, we know some of it's at these facilities. Not everything has been transported yet. But we know some of it's here, both the liquid waste that would be deep well injected into a Republic site in Romulus, which is in Wayne County, and that the solid waste was going to go to another Republic site in Van Buren Township, also in Wayne County.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine's office tweeted out this video of a dump truck being loaded with a caption saying contaminated soil continues to be removed from the site of the train derailment in East Palestine, that's on the Pennsylvania border, and hauled to Michigan for disposal. A release from his administration says that under the direction of the Ohio EPA, Norfolk Southern brought in large dump trucks to move contaminated soil up north as part of that train derailment cleanup.
We learned about it via the grapevine and then saw that Governor DeWine had announced it on his site, and the governor did not call the governor or give anybody a heads up.
I don't know how you do that without contacting the local officials so that we can, number one, know how to respond to our communities, and number two, give advice in terms of routes that you may take and those other sorts of things.
The feds have already been investigating the cause of the early February derailment spurred on by a wheel bearing that overheated to a dangerous level, according to the NTSB. Residents in East Palestine have long expressed their health concerns and worries about air quality and drinking water amid an aftermath that has included a controlled burn of chemicals and dead animals found in the area.
You take the chemical and you release it, it's going to start interacting with all kinds of other stuff in the air. The first known studies found toxicity related to the liver in ingestion. There's also been elevated glucose intolerance, so symptoms akin to diabetes. And then we know that it causes lung inflammation and it causes tumors. It's a carcinogen.
Congresswoman Dingell says the EPA has told her those shipments to Michigan have stopped. So why Michigan? Well, the local officials we talked to say apparently Ohio doesn't have the licensed facilities needed to take on this waste. Only a few places do in the country, and Michigan is one of them. In Romulus, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Of people after this week's ice storm.
The ice and high winds delivered a 1-2 punch. At one point, more than 500,000 DTE customers were offline. That number, though, now down to about 346,000. A number of traffic lights still out around town, leading to several accidents. All of those intersections should be treated as four-way stops. DTE says 4,200 crews are working, and about 1,000 came in from out of state to help. DTE says the half-inch of ice buildup on wires and trees caused most of the issues.
There are also issues underlying in the infrastructure, and part of that is the age of the infrastructure, the condition of the infrastructure. DTE has an older system. It was installed earlier, and some of it clearly needs upgrading.
State regulators are looking into the massive number of power outages. The chairman of the Michigan Public Service Commission blaming part of the delay in power restoration on old infrastructure.
Is experiencing the biggest winter storm of the year, featuring blizzard warnings as far south as Los Angeles. Several feet of snow, high winds, and flooding rains will continue to wreak havoc across the southwest as the storm picks up strength and moves towards the central and eastern U.S. On its journey, it will cause problems for millions of people in the form of heavy snow, damaging winds, and yes, even potential tornadoes. Beyond that, 2 more storms will trek across the country over the coming week and a half. Let's break them down one at a time. On Saturday, this first storm is going to bring heavy snow into the Sierras and then into Nevada and then western portions of Utah and Arizona. And at the same time, heavy rain is going to continue to fall in the southern California valleys. This is actually why the Weather Prediction Center has highlighted areas like Los Angeles in a moderate risk of excessive rainfall, which is a 3 out of 4 on the scale. Additionally, we may see some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the southeastern U.S. as warm air is advecting northward from the Gulf of Mexico. That warm air ain't going to make it into
can fight if we know how to fight. And we happen to know how to fight.
He has arrived. Detroit, Michigan, July 4th, 1930. Independence Day. Simultaneously as America celebrated its independence from England, the man, the myth, the legend, Master Farad Muhammad, to whom all praises are forever due, made himself manifest and known in the wilderness and hellholes of North America. February 26th, 1877, a savior was born. He came in and out of the country of the United States of America for about 20 years. Purposely undetected at the time until 1930, when he made himself known on the
Man plans, Allah plans, and surely Allah is the best of planners. Stay tuned for the next one. May the peace and blessings of Allah be always with you, and may you always walk in the straight path of righteousness. Assalamu alaikum.